Hey, Poopa Stars. It's your girl, Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel. Now, child, tell me why I'm feeling pressured. Child, I told y'all. The kids. Baby, the kids is in the building. And I said the kids is in the building. So, yeah, Poopa Stars. That's why I ran a little late. I had to get situated. Yeah, so shout out to them. Hold on, y'all. And I need to still I need to get ready. I said, but hold up. Hey, what's going on? Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, okay? And let me put y'all on to these handy dandy damn notes. Yes, see? Yeah. So shout out to that. Period. Now look. Y'all know what the problem is. Y'all see what the problem is? Hold on. My hands. Hold on. Let me finish getting ready. Hold up, y'all. Oh, Lord. Okay, do y'all see um baby, I said, do y'all see how on my notes uh my bad. A lot of stuff we talked about yesterday is still on there because I didn't have. You see, I just ain't time to read. Nah, for real. I forgot to erase some of that stuff. So, try. Let me see. There's a lot going on. Ugh. And y'all know I can keep up. Period. But see, what had happened was John, they got to negotiating with these kids today, and they waiting on me to hurry up. So, truth is, like Fantasia said, I know. But it is what it is, Poop Stars. Let's talk that talk. Okay? Shout out to that. Let's get it. What we talking about today? So, a whole lot of. First of all, Tokyo Vanity. I think that's her name. Tokyo Vanity. Yeah, I believe that's her name. Got online to defend her home girl, Super Sin. Okay, shout out to them both. Ja, she had to defend her home girl because okay, let me tell y'all what had happened was. So the home girl, Super Sin, which is Super Sin, okay. Let me tell y'all what had happened with Super. So a lady was upset with Super because she hadn't received her order. I believe, y'all. I think she's still waiting on her order. You see, yeah, period. Um, and y'all know Super Sin got uh makeup, okay? She said makeup, her brand is Crayola. Shout out to the case. And so, what had happened was Super Sin was like, listen, Listen, I'm a business owner, okay? Period. Y'all know that about me. But the problem is I make myself accessible. So y'all always approaching me like I'm a worker. Yeah. Truth is. That's what she had basically had said. And she was like, y'all quit DMing me, okay? About y'all orders. Mm, mm. Miss Pressy Girl says she don't want to talk to y'all about that. Um, she was like, I have a company who handles that type of stuff. Now, the problem is the lady was saying, like, hold on. In the past, I've been able to DM you. So I just want to tell a girl, listen, times change, you know. In the past, I used to be able to do a whole lot. You see, that like just ain't happening today. Yeah. And so with that being said, like I can understand both of their positions because listen, wait, it gets even better, child. Um Hold on. Super saying wait, y'all. I know this is what happens when I press live before I'm all the way ready. It just is what it is, but I need that time to start clicking, you see? Child, because I didn't tell my kids I'm going to get up off of here at 2 o'clock. Child, what the hell I say that for? It just is what it is. I'm going to have to meet them somewhere in the middle. But anyway, let's continue. So, the problem is, you know, based off of everything I said, right, you'll be like, okay, well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. You know, if I'm a if I'm a business owner, you know, don't be trying to talk business with me when I'm on my personal, you know, on my personal time and stuff like that. Like even me, shit, I make the mistake. I was doing that too. I kept talking to Mark Jacobs about my tote bag, and that's probably how he felt too. He just wanted to be on Instagram flossing his nails, you know. Truth is, like Fantasia said. But listen, y'all, this is where Super Sin lost a lot of people that was on her side though. Um, she was saying the girl had said, hold on, cause I gotta make sure I'm not burning my hair. Shit, playing around. Yeah, like it's gonna have to. Now that's gonna have to be as good as it's gonna get because, child, I ain't about to damage my damn hair. Playing, trying to look good for nobody. You see, it just is what it is. I gotta look good for myself and my man. That's it. That's all. So shout out to that. So anyway, now Super said, let me tell y'all. She was saying, this is what she had lost the fans, right? Because she was basically saying that she don't have a lot of people working for her right now because she don't want to train people because they will start making errors. Okay, and people was like, girl, absolutely not. They were saying that that's unprofessional on Super's behalf because why would you have a sale, this crazy sale, and get 5,000 orders? Shout out to that, and you only got 2 people packing orders. Okay, the fans was they wasn't here for it. They was absolutely hot and heated. Okay. Now I thought I was finna solve Super Sense problems today, but I don't think so. But just tell me this though. Y'all see when I said, yeah, she was fighting for her life online. It just is what it is. Yesterday she was. But you see when I said link Super Sandy the link with Blueface. I was like, yeah, because both of them got something going on. Yeah, you see, let me tell you. So Blueface baby mama don't want him at the kids' school. Yeah. Yeah, with all that riff raffing and laffy taffing that he didn't put on his face. It just is what it is. All that scribble scrabble. I said, well, Super, you got Crayola case, crayon case, the makeup case, you see, for sale over there. I said, just go ahead and let him be an ambassador. Give him some shit for his face so he can go over there with the key. Because, I mean, it just is what it is. The fact that that boy didn't put all that shit on his face, that's a real reality for him. Yeah, that's some reality for your ass. Yeah. It's given he needs to try some damn makeup from time to time. Mm, So shout out to that. Now, anyway, what else is going on these internet streets? Now, listen, word on the curb is Diddy kids. Y'all, hold on. Scoot up in here like a bubble car. Hit the like button and don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now, listen, I'm definitely gonna give a couple of shout outs, okay, at the end of the show. Now, my last show, I said I was gonna give some shout outs, and I didn't give no shout outs. You know why? Because only one person came through here. But you know what? I would have shot at that one person out, but because I forgot, that's why I didn't get no shout outs. My bad. One person. But shout out to you, okay, for jumping in my comments. It just is what it is. Now, yeah. I told y'all, all that number shit don't phase me, not over here. Okay? It ain't working. Yeah. Like a bad relationship, it ain't working. So anyway, let's continue. Now, Diddy's kids, child, y'all. Word on the curb is Diddy kids is listen. Oh yeah, the throw down your wallet crew. Mm, mm. Word on the curb is they want their grandmother, okay, Janice, to step aside. Yeah, it just is what it is. Word on the curb is the kids want grandma to step aside and Diddy to throw down his wallet. Okay? It just is what it is. Like, ain't no telling when the last time the kids didn't been to Chanel. And you know that's a problem. Y'all know that's gonna be a problem for them kids. It just is what it is. So shout out to that. Um Now, except for that one. I said, except for that one. Y'all know that one that's gonna drop some music, period. He probably like, I told y'all, you see. Dun 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 dun. Hey, so what? Chilling, okay? What more can I say? So shout out to that. Now, anyway, yeah, what else is going on these internet streets? Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, we talked about that yesterday. Outside Times finesse. A lovely mess. We got into that yesterday too. The Chicago mama. Now the Chicago mama, I was getting into that. I was definitely scooting up on that yesterday. You see, but I just didn't have time. But let me tell y'all, that shit made me mad. Period. Thank God. You know what? And then it made me mad. And then it made me thankful and grateful. Like, I said, like, I said, like, that shit pissed me off. But, I was grateful for a brief second. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, thank God that, like, you know what? When shit like that pop off, it makes us realize that, like, some people have it way worse, you know, in the areas or whatnot. Ugh. I said, thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Because, like, I complain. Sometimes, in life you will complain. You'll be like, man, I wish it was more going on, where I'm from or whatnot. And then y'all know I always tell y'all that I like how people from New York and LA just seemingly like I feel like they reach for the sky. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they put a sack on their back, a little one. a little sad. Like Tupac had said, like little lucky. And they just, mama, I'm going to be a star. Bitch. Bye. You know, type shit. Yeah. And so, like, with that being said, I like that. That's admirable. I have a lot of admiration for that. Okay, period. It just is what it is. People that be like, hell no, John Legend wasn't talking about me. You see, yeah, it just is what it is. So, you know, um, what was I telling y'all about? Oh yeah, that's what I'm telling y'all about. Baby, I'm happy to be from Texas. Yeah, it just is what it is. I'm happy to be from Texas, where like I just feel like ain't none of that shit going on, around these parts. You know what I'm saying? At least where I live. Like where I live, that shit wouldn't have never happened in 2025 too. Let's talk about it. A lot of people keep saying that these kids is different, these kids is different, these kids is different, and that's true. These kids is really different, like Two Chainz said. But then at the same time, like now, inserts to Shannon Sharp mean it's about our areas. You know what I'm saying too? It's about the location. But anyway, all I was praying was this lady was able to move. Okay, that's what that tells me. What that tells me is this lady needs to move. Okay, it just is what it is. Period. Like a chess piece on the fucking board. It just is what it is. Move, send your baby to another school. You know, ain't no, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no, like for me, that was an emergency. That's an emergency type of situation. It just is what it is. And if you can't drop everything, pack up, and go to another side of town that offers your child a better place to go to school. Oh yeah, it just is what it is, baby. You leave them heathens right where they at. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Shit. File charges on. Then press all the charges that you can press. Shit. Mm, mm. Because to me, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know, you want to look out for the next kid that and the next mother that might get done like that. You know what I'm saying? To me, some stuff just needs to be addressed. Period. There's ain't nothing that you just let kids and their parents go sky free for. Like the city need to handle that shit there. Okay. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, the mother need to get the fuck up out of there. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that is too like. You know what I'm saying? Like back to what I was telling y'all. A lot of people have it so hard and you never really know until they share their lives. You know? Yeah. Child. So anyway, shout out to the lady from Chicago and everybody who had it in their heart to bless this mother because I've been waiting to get like updates and the updates been coming so slow and then these people keep saying they found the parents and da 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 and then when you click on it it's this same black lady with the daughter like we didn't seen them man all the goddamn kids out there but you see um excuse me they trying to be smart. It is what it is. They trying to be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? I guess they being quiet. The parents. Yeah, let's talk about it. They laying low. Or try they ducked off. Like they was when they kids was out there raising hell. It just is what it is. And the school system need to be held accountable too. I really, I swear, I hope that this lady and her kids, man, I swear, I hope they like cash a couple of checks off of it. It just is what it is. And I hope little man get the therapy that he needs. And her daughter too. Yeah. Cause that shit in Chicago was a fucking shame. Ooh, and it made me mad. But anyway, child, word on the curb is they saying that the mother moved. Now I don't know if she left Chicago completely, and I don't know if that would have been the best thing for her. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have wanted her to leave Chicago. Not like only if she wanted to. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Because the reason being, I just feel like sometimes when you move people with out of town, from where they're from, out of their area, they end up going back. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I just figure it was more like, hey, I don't know nothing about Chicago, but let's just say the roughest side is the east side, and that's what she was. Well, not the roughest side. Let's say she resided on the east side. Then okay, well then it's time to move south. It's time to move north. You know, only she knows which would have been the best area for her and her children. But to leave Chicago completely is kind of tricky. I don't know because if you uproot them so much, like for instance, let's say she came to Texas, she probably would only be here for a year, 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Be ready to go back home. It just is what it is. It happens. Um, yeah. So shout out to that. But anyway, word on the carpet is she gone though, and I believe she gone because I saw um a couple of celebrities chiming in, and once I saw a couple of celebrities chiming in, I was like, okay, she in good hands, she gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like this mama then reached the masses, thank God. Child, because most times for real, being real, stuff gets overlooked. Like if it wasn't for GoFundMe, I don't know where a lot of our people would be. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know how it go. Y'all know it takes a whole lot of, for real, to listen. Y'all know it's gonna take a whole lot to get our stuff covered. you know, it do. They don't be wanting to cover our stuff like that. Um, so anyway, child, shout out to her mama. And the mama. I hope they all able to get therapy and just, move on from this. You know what I'm saying? Cause like the lady is a real one too. Let's talk about it. She a real one, for not putting her hands on nobody kids that day. You understand? But then at the same time, I think a lot of the stuff she did was out of fear and retaliation, Because I think she was like at least smart enough to be like, but my baby. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, because I think what she was thinking was, I still got to be in this neighborhood. He still got to go to this school. We still got to encounter these same kids tomorrow and then next week and next, Friday. And, you know, So yeah, I think that had a lot to do with how she was moving that day too. But shout out to her though. She a real one. And like, yeah, ultimately, being real as well. I feel like her blessings ended up coming from quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because when you think about it, I know a lot of people were saying, man, if that would have been me, and I'm telling y'all now, shit, I agree. Man, listen. If nothing else, I would have been I would have at least Because if I really seriously didn't have it in my heart to start firing off on children, because I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know. And now I can say though, with my kids involved, but I would have been doing something. Shit, something, something. I would have at least been pushing their ass down, you know? But it was sad though, and out of everybody saying that they would have did this and that, like imagine though if she would have fought back, you know? Like imagine if she would have started really getting crazy and losing her cool and doing any and everything she could to protect her babies and, swinging her arms and swinging her feet like a fucking helicopter at them damn kids. Yeah. The outcome probably would have been different. Like seriously, when you think about it, like people probably would have. I just think that like the outrage wouldn't have been as because then people would have been like, uh, I think a lot of people wouldn't have known how to feel, even though they would have agreed with her. Then, like, some of the sympathy and empathy would have started going towards them kids that was out there doing shit that they didn't have no business doing in the first place. So, like, overall, I feel like it went high. You know, it should have. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like her handling it the way she did is ultimately how she ended up getting her blessings like that, for real, for real. Because, like, Lord knows, only Lord knows, had she really would have started retaliating and start trying to hit them kids back, and really, like, defend herself for real, then she probably would still be in the hood right now. It probably wouldn't have got the attention that it got, and the change that it got for her and her kids. So, all that shoulda, coulda, woulda, it's all good because it wasn't you, and it was her, you know. And who knows, if you ask her, she probably would do it all the same. You know what I'm saying? And again, I just feel like that's why God blessed her the way he blessed her. You know what I'm saying? Because come on now. Shout out to everybody who looked out for that lady. Shit, I thought I was going to have to do something. Y'all rapid speed, okay? I didn't have to do nothing. But then I'll take it a step further. Like, I never seen not one GoFundMe post for her. Not one. So like I said, like people wasn't playing, okay? Like they helped her. They ordered up her steps. I was like, dang. Shit, because the way they talking like she left and she already gone and they done already blessed her with somewhere else to stay. It's like shit. They must have told her new beginnings, new furniture, and I'll leave everything. you know? Yeah, but shout out to her. Shout out to her kids. I wish them nothing but the best. And I still send my prayers for out and for up for them. Now anyway, Ford times Amazon. Child saying that Ford ain't learned. The Ford they take the what and leave the what. Child. A word on the curb is Ford is about to do a deal with Amazon. Okay. And they then agreed to let Amazon sell used cars on their site. Now, I will say this, though. I feel like that was a deal that Amazon needed. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. Well, not necessarily, because Amazon is in a really, really, really good place. But, like, still, they must need it. You know what I'm saying? My common sense tells me they must do, because they doing it. If they didn't need it, they wouldn't have did the deal. Yeah. But and I say Amazon needed because I ain't fucking with Amazon like that, and I don't know who else is and who else ain't. But I'm just saying, I just feel like Amazon is probably changing. It just is what it is, slowly but surely. I know it was a really big, 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 big deal back in 2020, but I think that they stuff is probably down right now. If I had to guess. But I don't know, cause everybody don't live their life like I live my life, and I'm at a point in time in my life right now where like I want the money, Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The hell with the other shit. I don't even want the other shit. I just want the money. You know? So like I'm very, very, very I take that back. I ain't very, very, very shit. But I'm way more different with my book and with my dollar than I used to be. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I love holidays. I'm a holiday baby. Okay. But once people start saying that the holidays is about to be canceled this year, I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. Only thing I need to do is figure out how I'm gonna tell my kids. Because I still got little ones. You know what I'm saying? And I did want to cancel Christmas, but I wanted to cancel it in December, if that makes sense. Like I didn't mind spending my money at a different time, to be honest. It just is what it is. Um because one, I believe that in order to see a change, you have to make change. Okay. I really do believe that. That's first things first. And like I'm all behind um meaningful, standing behind something meaningful. You know what I'm saying? And a great cause. With that being said. And then also, secondly, I like being more in control over my life than, you know what I'm saying, others. you know so like I don't mind celebrating um Valentine's on the 28th or the 20th of February, or even in March. Hell, baby, bring me my shit on March 14th. you know because I don't like the control factor of it all. Does that make sense? See, I feel like once you start to know better, you start to do better. Um, and so like, yeah, it's just that's all it is for me. I don't like how they be like, oh, it's Thanksgiving, time to go out and buy turkeys. You know what I'm saying? So turkey sales is up. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how, oh, it's Christmas time. Now time to go buy this and that and this and that. And, okay. And then now here comes February. Okay, it's time to, you know what I'm saying? And it's like clockwork. And all it does is guarantee that we're going to put some money in their pocket. But like, what does it guarantee for me? My bank account, my income, my family, our wealth. So like that's where it starts to get muddy and murky for me at. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care to and then I don't mind doing it, and I don't really necessarily mind celebrating it. I just rather do it on my own time. And does that make sense? And so how people, I guess ultimately, I guess I'm starting to adopt the whole when people say that those are pagan holidays. I don't know if you can even say that here. I don't know. My bad, YouTube. If I can't, please don't, yeah, don't come down hard on me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. But like I have heard people talk about that, the P word holidays for years. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't necessarily I still don't necessarily know what it means. I never cared enough to look into it like that. But I think that's basically what I'm starting to lean towards. You know. I think it's just when people feel like holidays are man made, or for whatever reason they don't indulge. You know, that's where I'm basically starting to lean towards. You know what I'm saying? If they do or don't make sense to anybody, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just had a really, 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 really interesting time. You know what I'm saying, in my life, I would say. Yeah, so shout out to that. I don't be wanting to throw my dollars at shit that ain't gonna throw them back at me. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Nothing. You know, like I need to see a return. Shit. But I've been thinking, I honestly I've been leaning towards that, if that makes sense. You know, um, I'm just yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time. In other words, yeah, but yes, y'all, yes, y'all. Okay, so let me tell y'all. Lotto. Okay, so listen, y'all. Word on the curb is Ford about to strike a deal with Amazon, and I'm like, why would y'all do that? Cause Toys R Us just told y'all, okay, that like they started dealing with Amazon, and when they started dealing with Amazon, well, somebody else said it. Yeah, they company went kapooey, basically. So why would y'all like it's I don't know, but it is what it is. I guess Ford feel like they need whatever they need to um save their company. But like, I don't know if that was a route for y'all. But anyway, and then yeah, what else is going on in these internet streets? Child, so word on the carpet is Lotto. Oh my God, child. Word on the carpet is Lotto is set to diss Cardi B. Yeah. I don't know how true that is, y'all. I don't. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere to get the tea. But that's word on the curb. That like she got something up her sleeve. And she might. I'm gonna tell you like this because one thing I know, two things for sure. Lotto is a Capricorn, and most Capricorns don't really let nothing slide. It just really, really is gonna depend. You know, um, it is. I can tell y'all that right now. It's gonna depend on a lot. So I don't know. If Cardi B really did apologize to Lotto behind the scenes or whatever, 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 I wish I could be a fly on the wall because based on how that might have went, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm just telling y'all what I heard. Word on the curb, because I told y'all, I ain't holding back. We talking about it. Okay? From here on out. So I'm telling y'all what I heard. Word on the curb. If matter of fact, where I hear that at? Damn. I said I'm gonna start showing more love to my sources. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all hold that thought. Cause I don't want to shout nobody out that I really didn't get that from. So my bad. But anyway, y'all, let's continue. And hit the like button. Hit the damn like. You see? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Period. Other than that, we ain't talking about nothing. Anyway, after that, let's move on, y'all. My eyebrows, okay, they getting a little thicker. So shout out to that. Oh my God, I was like so like telling that lady. I just how you can just feel somebody's nervousness. I could kind of just feel her nervousness coming up off of her period. Cause I was like, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because you know how they love to tell you, oh, it's been a long time. I beat her to it. Yes, it's been a long time. I went an extremely long time, child. Because what happened was, yeah, I just explained to her everything. And I was like, please don't. Just absolutely the fuck don't. Okay? Don't touch this part at all. She was like, okay. Ooh, that shit hurt. Child, that shit hurt. So anyway, I'm glad my something grew back in. Well, I ain't got to wait that long no more. Well, it's growing back. How about that? It's growing back in. So shout out to that. Yeah. What else is going on in these internet streets? I know that's right. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Shout out to that. I'm gonna have to give y'all some shout outs when I'm through. Like a frisbee. So Carlissa blames Krishan. I think we already talked about that. Carlissa start blaming Krishan. Listen now. Truth is, like Fantasia said, both of them could really benefit from some deep intensified therapeutic practices, I would say. You know, it just is what it is. I honestly think that because I had time to think about this. It just is what it is. So shout out to that. I had a brief time to think about this, and honestly, I think Carlissa was hurt. You know, it just is what it is. The truth is, I think she was hurt by Krishan and Blueface. Mainly her own kid. You know what I'm saying? Mainly her own kid, but she can't really address him like she needs to address him because the situation has gotten so out of hand. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because he ended up giving making a baby with Krishan. So now it's like, damn, I can't even tell you what I want to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to tell you that I feel like it was very disrespectful that you let the girl do this and that to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth is, like, you could just tell. I just sense a lot of pain and a lot of hurt from Carlissa that she not addressing. Okay? And the truth is, she needs to deal with that so she can deal. Okay? Period. So she can begin to just deal, you know, in a more no a more natural state. Okay? Yeah, I would say, you know, because you could tell that she is suffering, or I'm not gonna say suffering, but you could tell she definitely dealing with something, you know, something, like Keith Sweat said. Because I think that's why she goes from I hate this little bitch to trying to make it work with her, and I hate this little bitch again to do, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the truth is you can't stand her. You can't stand her, and you really not over her getting on your ass from Maine to Spain. Truth is, let's talk about it. You're not over it. And until you get completely over it, how the hell you think y'all gonna coexist for real? You know? Truth is, like Fantasia said, honestly, truthfully, I think there is some healing that needs to take place with Carlissa. It just is what it is. You know, I know a lot of people talk about Krishan. Hell yeah, she needed to. But come on through. Come on through, Randy. But fuck that. Krishan aside for a second, okay? I'm talking about Carlissa right there. Carlissa gotta let that hurt go, you know, so she can begin to operate, you know, in a better place. It just is what it is. In a better place for herself. Truth is, like Fantasia said. And anyway, let's continue. So, people think that Carlissa and Hazel E. Now they already like, you know, because Carlissa said Hazel E said she had to block Carlissa. Because you know, Carlissa do a lot. I don't know a lot of people that will want to deal with Blueface because of Carlissa. No, seriously. I think you have a lot of people who will be like, you know, because some people actually think that far, or just think. Some people got an actual enough fucking sense to be like, hell no, I wouldn't. No, yeah, it just is what it is. But some people think that it's staged, you know, and they just got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to appeal to the public. I don't know. But I know I will say this. Okay. Christian recently did an interview, and somebody asked her, who was her worst ex? Now y'all know Blueface got asked the same question, right? And so here come Christian. And listen, when she said Blueface, I said, really, Christian? Really? Blueface was your worst ex. The person who turned you on and I'm sorry. The same person who put you on and um turned you on to the entertainment industry. Really? Like I just didn't believe her. I fucking didn't believe that. And then I'll take it a step further. I just found it so annoying that she want to match his energy. I was like, you know what? I felt something for the first time. I did. I felt a little something. Something. When you know how people be like, oh, I'm so tired of them. I'm so sick of them. And I don't ever be feeling like that. Child. It was at that moment. I was like, well, I'll be damned. Let me find out I'm getting tired of Blueface and Christian. Yeah, it was just at that fucking moment. I said, Chris, like, what? Like, they. But I will say this, though. I like them apart. You know, it is what it is. I like them apart. I like where all of this is headed. I'll take it a step further. I think Blueface is on a serious mission to show Krishan and everybody else that, like, girl, please. I was Blueface, bitch, before you. I'm gonna be Blueface, bitch, after you. Okay? Like, the fuck? Cause you know, Krishan love to act like Blueface ain't had shit going on when they got together. She was the match that lit his spark back up and lit his barbecue pit. It just is what it is. You know, Krishan love to say that. It is what it is. I don't want to argue with her about that. If she feels like that's what she did for Blueface, then let her have it. Okay. It just is what it is. But at the same time, like, no, ma'am, Pam, like, that's still Blueface. And like we still knew him before you. And you was still a nobody. And you know, it's the attachment. You know what I'm saying? It's him, it's his attachment. You know? Like, no, ma'am. He made you a household name. It just is what it is. So, honestly, everybody, like I said, I think Blueface is working extremely hard to keep himself afloat. You know what I'm saying? And show Christian that, like, girl, please. You know what I'm saying? Um, One monkey don't stop no show type stuff. So I think he gonna be all right, 100%. With Krishan, I think it's important that Krishan shows herself and whoever else she feel like she want to show, but definitely herself. Okay, that she gonna go past the 15 minutes that people think that she has now. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Blueface, because it just is what it is. Now I will say this: I think that I think that they're very entertaining. Um, and I think that they should continue to make money together. Honestly, truthfully, I do. As long as as long as there are boundaries in place, right? So Krishan, that means the old Blueface is gone. You know, the old Blueface that like was your boyfriend, he gone. That's not your boyfriend no more. Keep your hands to your fucking self. You know, it just is what it is. If Krishan can't keep her hands off of Blueface, then he don't need to be dealing with her. Period. You know, at all. I mean the fuck at all. It just is what it is. But like if she can come around and be an adult and make money, then yeah, let's do it. I'll take it a step further. To me, they don't have to be in the same rooms to make money. They don't have to. They can do, they can do some things together. But Blueface knows how to uh get Krishan money without him being around at all. You know, I just feel like they do good together, making money. Like, don't stop that. Why would you stop that? Especially with y'all being co-parents, especially with y'all having a child involved. It's even more now important that she get into the bag and she able to um make a living. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't gave a baby. And then he was just answering a question about child support just recently. So, we know he don't want to be on that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of by alpha hat. You know what I'm saying? He was basically just saying he didn't did so much for his baby mamas. He just don't see them doing that. That being filing child support. I don't know. But I like the fact that Blueface is willing to put them in position. You know? I like that. So shout out to that. Now, that was it, child. That was basically it. What was thoughts? Oh my god. Hey, we didn't came up on all the topics. Okay, so shout out to that. I'm gonna let the beat build. Period. Like what's not? Lil Wayne said. Anyway, I'll be back. Replay game. Y'all get in the building. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all scoot up in here. Period. And I'm gonna go get me something to drink, and yeah, I got about 8 more minutes to let the time. I know that's right. Shout out to you, Pool Star, jumping in my comments. Hit the like button. Uh, Let me go check on my kids real quick, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm gonna come back with some shout outs. Hold on. All right, y'all. Let me see. All right, shout out to Cornelius for jumping in my comments today. You played a whole lot. You lucky you didn't get blocked. But shout out to Deja Howe too for jumping in my comments. Boo. Shout out to you for jumping in my comments as well. Uh let's see. Aubrey. Shout out to Aubrey Watson. Hey, you know, shout out to you. Aubrey. You know, that's my um my inner pastor. That's my last name. Randy. Randy Watson. So shout out to you. Shout out to my kinfolk who jumped in my comments today. I appreciate you all. Okay. Shout out to them. Now I'm about to bounce. I said yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. But I enjoyed you all. I had fun. And I guess I'll see everybody on my next video. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button. Peace. And I see y'all. And I'm going to see y'all when I get back. Bye, y'all. I'm going to let that run for a minute. And then I'm out. Now that's how you let the beat build. Bye, y'all.